Tin Hut. Hi guys, General Splatton here. Today I want to talk about owning and using your Dremel tool, Multi Tool. These are great things to have for a hobbyist, plus a homeowner as well. You can use it for a lot of different things. So let's get started. I have here, this is the Dremel 400 XPR. I bought this several years ago, probably 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I can't remember how long, but it's been several years. Came in a kit. Got the flex shaft with it too for operating a lighter version of it. It comes with a circle cutting attachment as well. Extra collets, extra thing for sharpening blades and whatnot. So this particular model is a power adjustable. If you get one of the really cheap ones, it may not have the adjustable speeds. It goes anywhere from like 2,500 up to 25,000 RPMs per minute, and so that's pretty doggone fast. If it went any faster, it would destroy the space-time continuum, and life as we know it would end. So can't go any faster than 25,000. You have your on-off button right here. This is the locking mechanism, so you can tighten the collet nut, and I'll show you a little bit more about that in a moment. Well, let's just do it now. Here, this is called the collet nut. This is called a collet. This is where you would put your bit or whatever you were using, a drill bit, a sanding disc, a cutting disc, and whatnot. You have several different sizes of them that you can buy, depending on the shaft length of the bit you're using, all the way up to something about 1/8 of an inch. So just different sizes to use and different shaft sizes depending on what little sanding bit, cutting bit, whatever. Just take the collet. You put your drill bit in, or you can put the collet in first and then the drill bit. Put it back in. Always, if you're using these really thin drill bits, I'd seat it as far as it would go, because these things are prone to break. Now, then just take your nut, put it back over it, screw it down. Then you would have to take it and push the button to get it to seat until it locks itself out. Wherever it, I'm going the wrong way. Right there, and once it locks itself out, then they supply a wrench. I don't know where mine is, or you can just take a pair of pliers and tighten it right up. Okay. Now, let's take this out of the box and look at some other stuff. I'll be back in a moment. Alright guys, I'm back. Let me show you a little about operation of the flex shaft. What you would do, I've already removed the collet nut and the collet and the drill bit. Now this little part right here is just window dressing. I put it on there to show you what it looks like finished out. I always have it in the box. I just use my Dremel just like this. It really serves no purpose than to just look good. So let's put that to the side. You'll need, if you have a flex shaft, you're going to need this special square chuck or nut that you will take and just put on like so. No collet underneath it. Your flex shaft has a flexible camshaft inside, PTO type shaft, where it is round here, but it's square. So you just take it and feed it right in. Let it seat itself. Take the, it's got a spring right here, bring down and just tighten it up till it's tight, like so. Alright, and then there's no on and off switch on this. This is to lock once you get this tightened down, this shaft all the way. See, did you hear that click? That's so now this is got resistance on it, so I can tighten it on down. This is not an on-off button. So that way you press it and get it screwed back in. See, it's coming back out. So But this, then you would, if you've got some type of holder, you could put it in a holder, or just, I usually just let it sit in my lap. And then you've got a flexible, let's back up a little here. You've got a flexible shaft that you can use to do whatever you need. Engraving, you can write your name, it's comfortable to do something like that. You can have this the hanging down so that this kind of drops like an IV would, and then you do whatever you need to do, grind, sand, cut, whatever. So let's come back in a little. All you have to do is turn it on. See, it automatically comes on, and then you just do whatever you need to do, and just do your work, and you're done. This is the lowest setting. Let me show you what. We'll go at speed. And there you go. See what I mean about altering the space-time continuum? So that's basically it for the flex shaft. It's flexible. I mean, you can't put a real big bend in it. You'll mess it up. But you're looking at almost 3 feet, if not 3 feet, worth of working length with it. So if you have a big one, flex shaft is a way to go for if you're using it for a long time. A lot of times if I'm just drilling something, I just whip this thing out because I have to store it. If I didn't have to store it, I would be using this all the time. Okay, back in a moment. Okay, cool thing about Dremel is if you're savvy, you can buy these kits. Has everything. Let me go ahead and open this up. You get sand. You can get sanding discs. You can get grinding tools. Lots of different ones. You can get polishing tools. There's an extra wrench I can use. I didn't remember. This is for sharpening knives and lawnmower blades, things of that nature. You get buffing wheels. Cutting discs down here as well. Lots of other accessories that you can get with these things. Drill bits, grinding bits, all sorts of tools that you can use to do all sorts of different things. So if you're going to get these things, don't buy them piecemeal. Get you a kit. You're probably going to find what you need. If you buy these piecemeal, you're $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 a piece, then it's just going to eat you alive. Get a kit. They're very economical. I paid like $20, $30 for this, but I got enough to last me a lifetime. So let's get that out of the way, and just a little briefly talking about, somebody had put up a video about their Dremel they just got and didn't know what this was. This basically turns a Dremel into a stand-up router, as it were. It's a cutting tool attachment where you put your bit in there and then put it down into the top of this so you can cut tiles. I mean, they have a special tile cutter, but you can use this for cutting as well. They have right angle cutters. There you can see the flex shaft there. Lots of different materials. You can turn these things into saws. You can buy planers for them, circle attachments as you saw. You can turn it into a router. You can get a router table for these babies. I mean, you can do practically anything. You have lots of different models and makes. There you see about the shaft, the collet nut, and then your whatever bit attachment. They make a quick change attachment where you just put it on, and then you can has a screw head on it so that you don't have to switch out collets as much for different sizes. So anything that you want to do, they're virtually, or they are, maintenance free. You don't have to worry about oiling them or anything like that. They're very well made if you get the Dremel brand. See, here's a router attachment. You can turn it into a table saw. You can cut circles. You can sand with it, disc with it, engrave with it. If you buy the attachments, you can do all sorts of stuff with these things, as you see here. Now, this puppy right here, I paid about 80 bucks for it, something like that. This at the time was their premier model for hobby. This is overkill. You don't need this. But I got it for home purposes, other than for construction and things like that. I use it in that sometimes, so that's why I got it. So I got the big bulky one. I thought would be the best performance wise for me. For hobby, I would get a small cheap one because they're lighter. Just make sure that if you think you're going to expand, make sure you don't get that very, very basic model that may not be able to handle all the attachments. I'd get the cheapest one that will handle the attachments that you figure that you might use in the future years. So this is excellent. I'm glad I've got it. But for hobby work, it's weighs about 2 pounds or so, a pound or two. I haven't weighed it, but if I were using this for any length of time, my hand would wear out. Good thing it has the flex shaft, so that comes in handy. And if I ever get a space big enough that I can have this out all the time, then I'll use a flex shaft all the time. So highly recommend it. You can do practically anything with this tool that you want to. Cut with it, grind with it, as you saw there. So I highly recommend Dremel. Dremel is a great brand. They're not really that expensive. I mean, you can get the basic models for in the 20s and 30s. So very, very economical and well worth the money. You can do a lot of stuff in our hobby with these. I use this mostly for making holes for pinning models. So and for other things is that way. So have any questions? Something I didn't cover that you might want to know about? Shoot me a comment or a PM. I ask you to also please comment, rate, and subscribe. This is General Splatton. I'll talk again. Dismissed.